Making money sounds simple on the surface. Work harder, earn more, improve your life. But in reality, especially in places like United Kingdom, the pressure around money can feel constant. Rent keeps rising, bills don't wait, expectations keep increasing. And whether you're employed, running a business, or trying to build something on the side, there's always this underlying tension. You feel like you should be doing more, earning more, saving more, building faster. But the more you chase it, the more stressful it becomes. Because making money isn't just about effort. It's about managing pressure, uncertainty, and expectations at the same time. And if you don't manage that properly, the process starts to wear you down. So the real question is, how do you pursue money seriously without burning out in the process? 1. The pressure is not just financial, it's psychological. Most people think money stress comes from not having enough. But in reality, a large part of it is psychological. It's the constant thinking, am I doing enough? Am I falling behind? Should I be earning more by now? In cities like London, where the cost of living is high and comparison is everywhere, that pressure becomes even stronger. You're not just managing your finances, you're managing expectations, your own, and the ones you feel from society. Opinion. Financial stress often comes less from reality and more from comparison. The moment you start measuring yourself against others, the pressure increases. Because now it's not just about survival, it's about progress, status, and perception. And that mental layer is what makes money feel heavier than it actually is. And once that mental pressure sets in, it doesn't stay abstract for long. It starts to show up in how you experience your income, especially when that income isn't stable. 2. Irregular income creates constant tension. One of the biggest sources of stress, especially for freelancers, entrepreneurs, and side hustlers, is unpredictability. When income is not stable, your mind never fully relaxes. Even when money comes in, you're thinking, will this continue? What if next month is slow? Am I safe? This is common in the UK gig economy, where many people combine multiple income sources to stay afloat. Unlike a fixed salary, irregular income keeps you in a constant state of alert. Opinion. Uncertainty is often more stressful than low income, because your brain is always trying to prepare for the worst. That's what creates mental fatigue. Not just the work, but the constant thinking about what might happen next. But instability isn't the only problem. Even when income starts to grow, something unexpected happens. The pressure doesn't always go away. 3. Chasing more money can increase stress, not reduce it. It seems logical that earning more money should reduce stress. But in many cases, the opposite happens. More income often comes with more responsibility, more expectations, more complexity. You take on more clients. You accept more work. You stretch your time. And instead of feeling relieved, you feel overwhelmed. This is common among professionals in fast-paced environments, including sectors like finance and tech. Even in companies like HSBC, high performers often deal with intense pressure, not because they lack income, but because expectations keep increasing. Opinion. If your structure doesn't improve, more money simply amplifies stress. Income alone doesn't solve pressure. Structure does. At that point, it becomes clear that the issue isn't just how much you earn, it's whether you actually feel in control of it. 4. Lack of control is what makes stress dangerous. Stress becomes dangerous when it feels like you don't have control. When bills are fixed, income is uncertain, time is limited. You begin to feel trapped, and that feeling builds over time. It's not just about money anymore. It becomes emotional. You feel pressure, urgency, anxiety. This is why many people feel exhausted even when they're working hard, because they're reacting, not controlling. Opinion. Control reduces stress more than income does. Even small levels of control, like predictable expenses or stable income streams, can significantly reduce pressure. And once you understand that control is the real lever, the focus shifts from reacting to money to managing it more intentionally. 5. Practical ways to manage financial stress effectively. Managing stress isn't about avoiding money problems. It's about handling them strategically. First, create income stability where possible. Even if you have multiple streams, aim for at least one that is predictable. Second, reduce unnecessary variability. If your income is unstable, your expenses should be stable, not flexible in the wrong direction. Third, separate effort from panic. Not every financial problem requires urgency. Some require planning. Fourth, build buffers, savings, even small ones. Reduce pressure significantly because they buy you time. Finally, control your exposure to comparison. Constantly measuring yourself against others increases stress without improving your situation. Opinion. The goal is not just to make money. It's to build a system where money doesn't control your mental state. In conclusion, making money is important. But the way you pursue it matters just as much. Because without structure, stability, and control, the process becomes stressful. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're carrying too much pressure without a system to manage it. The people who handle financial pressure best are not always the ones earning the most. They are the ones who design their lives in a way that reduces unnecessary stress. Because in the long run, success is not just about how much you make, it's about how well you can sustain the process of making it. This is Business Decoded, where we explain how money and businesses really work